The story of Maserati began not with a car but with a family. The Maserati brothers, Alfieri, Bando, Carlo, Ettore and Ernesto, were all deeply involved in the nascent automotive world of the early 20th century. Their father, Rodolfo, was a railway worker, and perhaps this connection to machinery sparked an interest in his sons. Carlo, the eldest, was a talented engineer who worked for Fiat and later Isotta Fraschini, designing engines. His untimely death in 1910 was a blow, yet his passion for engineering and motorsport undoubtedly inspired his younger siblings. They shared a common dream: to build cars that were both fast and impeccably engineered, cars that could win races and capture the imagination. This shared vision laid the foundation for a marque that would become synonymous with Italian performance and style. Alfieri Maserati was the driving force among the surviving brothers. He'd gained considerable experience working for Isotta Fraschini, both as a mechanic and a racing driver. In 1914, he decided the time was right to establish his own enterprise. On the 1st of December 1914, Alfieri, along with Bindo and Ernesto, officially founded Società Anonima, Officine Alfieri Maserati, in Bologna, Italy. Initially, their workshop focused on tuning and preparing cars for other manufacturers, particularly Isotta Fraschini. The First World War interrupted their early automotive endeavors, with the brothers contributing to the war effort by manufacturing spark plugs, a testament to their engineering versatility and precision. This period, though diverting them from car production, honed their skills further. The brothers' deep-seated passion for motorsport was the true catalyst for their future direction. They understood engines, they understood speed, they understood what it took to compete at the highest level. Alfieri himself was a respected racing driver, and this first-hand experience on the track provided invaluable insights into the demands of performance engineering. The initial focus of their small Bologna workshop was to service and modify cars for racing clientele. They quickly gained a reputation for their expertise, particularly in improving the performance of existing engines. And this hands-on experience with various automotive designs of the era was crucial in shaping their own future creations, providing a practical education in what worked and what did not on the demanding circuits of the day. The dream of building a car bearing their own name, however, burned brightly. The years spent working on other Marquez machines only intensified this desire. Each modification, each successful race for a client, was a step towards their ultimate goal. The brothers weren't just mechanics, they were innovators, constantly seeking ways to extract more power, improve handling, and enhance reliability. This relentless pursuit of engineering excellence, coupled with their competitive spirit, was the very essence of what Maserati would become. The founding of their workshop was more than just a business venture. It was the birth of a legend, a testament to Italian ingenuity and an unwavering dedication to the art of the automobile. Their early work laid the critical groundwork for a future icon. The First World War temporarily redirected the Maserati brothers' efforts towards manufacturing spark plugs and other wartime necessities. However, their automotive ambitions remained undeterred. Once hostilities ceased, they returned to their true passion with renewed vigor. The desire to create a complete vehicle under their own name was stronger than ever. The culmination of their early experiences, design philosophies, and racing aspirations came in 1926. This was the year Maserati transformed from a tuning shop and component manufacturer into a fully fledged car constructor. It marked the debut of the very first car to proudly wear the Maserati badge, the Tipo 26. This machine was not just a car, it was a statement of intent, a physical manifestation of their engineering prowess and competitive spirit. The Tipo 26 was a remarkable machine for its time. It was powered by a sophisticated 1.5-litre supercharged straight-eight engine, designed by Alfieri Maserati himself. This advanced power plant was capable of producing around 120 horsepower, a significant figure for its displacement in that era. The car featured a lightweight yet robust chassis, crucial for the demanding race circuits of the 1920s. One of the most enduring elements introduced with the Tipo 26 was the company's emblem, the trident. This iconic logo was inspired by the Fountain of Neptune in Bologna's Piazza Maggiore. It was suggested by a family friend, Marquis Diego de Sterlich, and designed by Mario Maserati, the artist brother who was less involved with the engineering side. The trident symbolized strength and vigor, perfectly reflecting the character of their racing cars. The competitive debut of the Maserati Tipo 26 was immediate and impressive. Alfieri Maserati, with Guerino Bertocchi as his riding mechanic, drove the first Tipo 26 to a class victory in the Targa Florio race of 1926. This was an incredibly challenging endurance race held on the public roads of Sicily, a true test of both car and driver. Winning its class in such a prestigious event straight out of the box was a remarkable achievement. It instantly established Maserati as a serious contender in the fiercely competitive world of motorsport. This victory was not a fluke. It was the result of meticulous design, careful preparation, and Alfieri's skilled driving. It announced to the world that a new force had arrived in motor racing. Following its triumphant debut, the Tipo 26 and its subsequent evolutions continued to achieve considerable success. Various iterations of the car with different engine capacities secured numerous victories in Grand Prix races and hill climbs across Italy and Europe. Drivers like Bakunin Borzocchini and Ernesto Mazarrati himself piloted these machines to glory. The early racing successes were crucial for the fledgling company. They not only provided valuable technical feedback for future development, but also built the brand's reputation. Each win enhanced Maserati's image, attracting talented drivers and wealthy clients who desired the fastest and most capable racing cars available. The foundation of Maserati's motorsport legacy was firmly laid in these formative years, built upon the performance of the groundbreaking Tipo 26. The late 1920s and 1930s saw Maserati solidify its reputation as a dominant force in international motorsport. The engineering ingenuity of the Maserati brothers, particularly Alfieri until his premature death in 1932, and then Ernesto, Bindo, and Ettore, continued to produce formidable racing machines. They were not a large manufacturer like some of their German or French rivals, but their focused dedication to racing allowed them to compete and win against much bigger teams. The development of advanced supercharged engines remained a hallmark of their designs. These power plants were known for their complexity and high output, pushing the boundaries of automotive technology at the time. Maserati cars became a familiar sight at the sharp end of the grid in major European races. A significant chapter in Maserati's racing history was written not in Europe, but across the Atlantic in the United States. The Maserati 8CTF, with its powerful 3.0-litre supercharged straight-eight engine, proved to be a world beater. This car, often referred to as the Boyle Special after its American entrant Michael Boyle, achieved legendary status by winning the prestigious Indianapolis 500 race twice. Wilbur Shaw piloted the 8CTF to victory in 1939, a remarkable feat for a European manufacturer at the American Oval. He then repeated this incredible triumph in 1940, cementing the 8CTF's place in motorsport history. These consecutive wins were a testament to the car's speed, durability, and the skill of its driver. The Indianapolis 500 victories were hugely significant for Maserati. They demonstrated the marque's engineering prowess on a global stage, far from its Italian homeland. Winning America's greatest race brought international acclaim and prestige. It showed that Maserati could design and build cars capable of conquering vastly different racing disciplines, from the twisty European circuits and road races to the high-speed demands of the Indianapolis brickyard. The 8CTF was so competitive that it remained a contender at Indy for several years after its initial victories. This period truly marked Maserati's arrival as a constructor of world-class racing cars, feared and respected by competitors everywhere. The success underscored the robust engineering principles the brothers had instilled. Beyond the Indianapolis triumphs, Maserati continued to develop other successful racing cars throughout the 1930s. Models like the 4CL and 6 cm were highly effective in the voiturette class, a category for smaller Grand Prix cars. These machines were often driven by some of the era's greatest talents, including Luigi Gigi Villoresi. The technological advancements made during this period of intense competition were substantial. Maserati engineers experimented with different chassis designs, suspension setups, and further refinements to their supercharged engines. this relentless pursuit of performance ensured that Maserati remained at the forefront of racing technology, even as the clouds of war began to gather over Europe once more, heralding another interruption to their motorsport endeavors. Despite their racing successes, the Maserati brothers faced ongoing financial challenges in managing their company. Building and campaigning cutting-edge racing cars was an expensive business. In 1937, a pivotal change occurred when the remaining Maserati brothers, Bindo, Ernesto, and Ettore, decided to sell their shares in the company to Adolfo Orsi. Orsi was a wealthy Italian industrialist with interests in steel, agricultural machinery, and other ventures. He recognized the prestige and potential of the Maserati name, particularly its racing pedigree. This acquisition marked the beginning of a new era for the company, one that would bring both stability and a new strategic direction while ensuring the brothers remained involved for a crucial period. Under Orsi's ownership, one of the first significant changes was the relocation of the Maserati headquarters. In 1939, the company moved from its original home in Bologna to a new, larger facility in Modena. Modena was already becoming a hub for high-performance car manufacturing in Italy, and this move placed Maserati at the heart of what would later be known as Terra di Motori, or Motor Valley. Adolfo Orsi's vision extended beyond just racing. While he understood the importance of motorsport for brand image and technical development, he also saw the potential for Maserati to produce high-quality road cars. The brothers remained with the company under a 10-year contract as chief engineers, ensuring continuity in design and development. The Orsi family's stewardship provided the financial backing that Maserati needed to continue its racing programs and to weather the difficult years of the Second World War. During the war, like many other industrial firms, Maserati was compelled to contribute to the Italian war effort. Production shifted from racing cars to components such as spark plugs, batteries, and even electric vehicles for civilian use due to fuel shortages. However, the passion for high-performance engineering remained. As soon as the war concluded, Maserati was quick to return to its core business, designing and building racing cars, and now, with more serious intent, exploring the development of road-going vehicles. The post-war period under Orsi saw Maserati re-establish its racing credentials with cars like the A6 GCS. The company also began to lay more concrete plans for series production of road cars. Adolfo Orsi's son, Omar Orsi, became increasingly involved in the management of the company. He shared his father's enthusiasm for the brand and played a crucial role in guiding its development. The Orsi era was characterized by a delicate balance, maintaining Maserati's racing soul while gradually steering the company towards the production of exclusive grand touring cars. This strategic shift was essential for long-term viability, transforming Maserati from a specialist racing car builder into a manufacturer of luxurious, high-performance automobiles for discerning customers. Section 5. The allure of the road transitioned to grand tourers. The conclusion of the Second World War marked a significant turning point for Maserati. While racing remained deeply ingrained in the company's DNA, the Orsi ownership recognized the necessity of a more sustainable business model. This meant a dedicated move towards producing road-going cars. The expertise honed on the racetracks of Europe and America provided an excellent foundation for creating high-performance GT cars. The first tentative steps in this direction had been taken before the war, but it was in the late 1940s and early 1950s that Maserati truly began to establish itself as a manufacturer of exclusive sports cars for the road. This transition was gradual, with early models often sharing close ties with their competition siblings. The Maserati A6 series, introduced in 1947, can be considered the company's first true production road car. The A6 1500, with its elegant Pininfarina coachwork and a 1.5-litre six-cylinder engine derived from racing designs, set the template for future Maserati GTs. These cars were built in small numbers, appealing to wealthy connoisseurs who appreciated their blend of performance, style, and exclusivity. The A6 series evolved over the years, with more powerful engines and various body styles offered by different Italian carrozzerie, including Zagato and Frua. Each car was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, reflecting the bespoke nature of high-end automotive manufacturing in that era. The A6G/54, for example, became highly sought after. The transition to road car manufacture was not without its challenges. Maserati had to develop new skills in areas like interior refinement, passenger comfort, and long-distance touring capability, aspects that were secondary in pure racing machines. However, the allure of owning a car with a Maserati trident on its grille, a symbol of racing victory and engineering excellence, was strong. The company cleverly leveraged its motorsport heritage as a key selling point. Owning a Maserati road car meant owning a piece of that racing pedigree, a car built by the same engineers and craftsmen who created machines that triumphed at Indianapolis and in Grand Prix races. This connection was a powerful marketing tool. During the 1950s, Maserati continued to produce iconic sports racing cars like the 300S and 450S, which further burnished its competitive image. Juan Manuel Fangio famously won his fifth Formula One World Championship in 1957, driving a Maserati 250F. While these racing activities were costly, they provided invaluable publicity and technical feedback that benefited the road car division. The experience gained in developing powerful and reliable engines for endurance racing, for instance, directly influenced the power plants found in their Grand Tourers. This dual focus on racing and road car production defined Maserati throughout this decade, setting the stage for even more iconic models to come as the company fully embraced its role as a builder of luxurious and fast automobiles. Section 6. Icons of an era quattroporte, Ghibli and enduring style. The 1960s heralded a golden age for Maserati road cars. The company, now firmly established in Modena under the Orsay family's guidance, began to produce some of its most legendary and influential models. These cars perfectly encapsulated the spirit of the era, glamorous, powerful and exquisitely styled by Italy's finest coach builders. Maserati successfully blended its racing know-how with the increasing demand for luxurious high-speed transport. The first major statement of this new direction was the Maserati 3500 GT, launched in 1957, which became a commercial success and truly established Maserati as a significant player in the Grand Tourer market. It was followed by a succession of even more desirable machines. In 1963, Maserati unveiled the Quattroporte, a car that created an entirely new market segment. The name, simply meaning four doors in Italian, described its practical layout, but this was no ordinary saloon. The Quattroporte was in essence a high-performance Grand Tourer with the convenience of four doors, powered by a race-derived V8 engine. It offered blistering performance for its time, capable of carrying four occupants in luxurious comfort at speeds previously reserved for two-seater sports cars. Styled by Pietro Frua, its elegant yet assertive lines set a benchmark for luxury sports saloons for decades to come. The Quattroporte was an instant success, favoured by royalty, celebrities and industrialists who desired speed, exclusivity and space. Another icon of this period was the Maserati Ghibli, introduced in 1967. Named after a Saharan wind, the Ghibli was a breathtakingly beautiful two-seater coupe with a Spider version following later. Its stunningly aggressive yet graceful body was penned by a young Giorgetto Giugiaro while he was working at Carrozzeria Ghia. Powered by a potent 4.7-litre and later a 4.9-litre dry-sump V8 engine, the Ghibli was one of the fastest cars of its generation. Its long bonnet, sharply raked windscreen and muscular proportions made it an instant classic. The Ghibli was a direct competitor to the Ferrari Daytona and Lamborghini Miura, representing the pinnacle of Italian GT design and engineering in the late 1960s. Alongside the Quattroporte and Ghibli, Maserati also produced other notable models during this era, such as the elegant Mistral, styled by Frua, and the V8-powered Indy, a 2+2 coupe designed by Vignale. Each of these cars contributed to Maserati's reputation for building automobiles that offered a unique combination of performance, luxury, and distinctive Italian style. They were cars for individuals who appreciated fine engineering and sophisticated design, and who were not afraid to stand out from the crowd. This period cemented Maserati's image as a creator of desirable and charismatic machines, leaving an indelible mark on automotive history. The legacy of these models continues to influence Maserati design to this day. Section 7. Navigating turbulent waters, ownership changes and challenges. Despite the critical acclaim and desirability of its road cars in the 1960s, Maserati, like many specialist automotive manufacturers, faced underlying financial vulnerabilities. The development and production of low-volume, high-performance cars were capital-intensive. In 1968, the Orsi family, seeking to secure the company's future and gain access to greater resources, sold a controlling interest in Maserati to the French automotive giant Citroën. This marked a significant shift in ownership and operational philosophy. Citroën's engineering expertise, particularly in hydraulics, was seen as a potential benefit, and indeed some Maserati models from this era, like the Bora and Merak, incorporated Citroën's advanced hydraulic systems for brakes, pop-up headlights and other functions. The Citroën era brought about some innovative and technically interesting models. The Maserati Bora, launched in 1971, was the company's first mid-engined V8 supercar, a stunning machine designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro at Italdesign. It was followed by the Merak, a smaller V6-powered mid-engined sports car that shared some of its structure with the Bora but used a Maserati-designed engine that also found its way into the Citroën SM. The Kamsin, another Giugiaro design, was a distinctive front-engined V8 Grand Tourer. While these cars were technically advanced and often praised for their performance and styling, the timing was unfortunate. The 1973 oil crisis hit high-performance car manufacturers particularly hard, causing demand for large-engined, fuel-thirsty vehicles to plummet. The oil crisis, coupled with Citroën's own financial difficulties, leading to its merger with Peugeot to form PSA, placed Maserati in a precarious position. In May 1975, Citroën announced that Maserati was being liquidated. This shocking news threatened the very existence of the historic marque. Intervention from the Italian government and regional trade associations managed to keep the company afloat. A savior then appeared in the form of Alejandro De Tomaso, an Argentinian entrepreneur who already owned the De Tomaso car company and several Italian motorcycle brands. De Tomaso acquired Maserati from Citroën in August 1975, ushering in another new chapter, one focused on more affordable, higher-volume production. Under De Tomaso's stewardship, Maserati's direction changed dramatically. The flagship model became the Kyalami, a restyled De Tomaso Longchamp powered by Maserati's own V8 engine. The Quattroporta 3, launched in 1979, was a large, imposing saloon, designed to appeal to a traditional luxury market. However, De Tomaso's most ambitious project was the Maserati Biturbo, introduced in 1981. This compact coupe featured a twin-turbocharged V6 engine, aimed at making Maserati ownership accessible to a wider audience. While initially popular, the Biturbo and its many derivatives suffered from significant quality control and reliability issues, particularly in its early years. These problems severely damaged Maserati's reputation, despite later improvements, and the company struggled financially throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. Section 8. The Fiat Reinvention and Ferrari's Guiding Hand. The De Tomaso era, despite its initial ambitions with the Biturbo range, ultimately left Maserati in a weakened state by the early 1990s. The brand's image had been tarnished by reliability concerns, and sales were dwindling. A lifeline appeared in 1993 when Fiat Auto, Italy's largest automotive conglomerate, acquired the entirety of Maserati. This acquisition provided much-needed financial stability and access to Fiat's extensive resources. Initially, Fiat's management aimed to position Maserati as its luxury brand, distinct from Ferrari, which Fiat also controlled. The early years under Fiat ownership saw continued production of Biturbo-derived models like the Ghibli II and Quattroporta 4, with efforts made to improve quality and refinement. A truly transformative moment occurred in July 1997 when Fiat sold a 50% stake in Maserati to its arch-rival and fellow Modena resident, Ferrari, which Fiat also majority-owned. This move was initially surprising, but proved to be a masterstroke. Ferrari, with its uncompromising commitment to engineering excellence and high performance, took over operational control of Maserati. This effectively meant that Maserati became Ferrari's luxury division. The first priority was a complete overhaul of the outdated Modena factory. Significant investments were made to modernize production facilities and, crucially, to instill a new culture of quality and precision engineering, drawing heavily on Ferrari's own exacting standards. The first product to emerge from this revitalized Maserati was the 3200 GT, launched in 1998. Designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro's Italdesign, this elegant coupe featured a powerful twin-turbocharged V8 engine and, most distinctively, unique boomerang-shaped LED taillights. The 3200 GT signaled a return to form for Maserati, combining beautiful styling with impressive performance and, importantly, vastly improved build quality. It was a clear indication that Maserati was back on the right track. In 1999, Ferrari took full control of Maserati, further integrating its operations and philosophies. This period saw a determined effort to rebuild Maserati's reputation and re-establish it as a credible builder of world-class luxury sports cars. The momentum continued with the launch of the Maserati Spider and Coupe, often referred to as the 4200 GT, in the early 2000s. These models replaced the 3200 GT and were powered by a new, naturally aspirated 4.2-litre V8 engine developed in collaboration with Ferrari. This engine was a masterpiece, delivering thrilling performance and an exhilarating soundtrack. Crucially, these models were engineered for the important North American market, from which Maserati had been absent for over a decade. The return to the USA in 2002 was a major milestone, significantly boosting sales and brand visibility. The Ferrari-led revival laid a strong foundation for Maserati's future, restoring pride and quality to the historic Trident marque. Section 9, a modern renaissance and an electric future, MC20 and beyond. The early 21st century saw Maserati firmly re-established as a prestigious luxury performance brand thanks to the investments and guidance under Ferrari's stewardship and later as part of the Fiat Chrysler Automobiles FCA group, now Stellantis. The Quattroporte 5, launched in 2003, was a resounding success. Designed by Pininfarina, it was a stunningly beautiful and dynamic luxury saloon that perfectly captured the essence of Maserati. And it was followed by the Gran Turismo Coupe in 2007 and its convertible sibling, the Gran Cabrio. These models, powered by glorious V8 engines, enjoyed long production runs and helped to cement Maserati's image as a builder of cars that offered a unique blend of Italian style, thrilling performance, and everyday usability. In recent years, Maserati has embarked on another significant product offensive, signaling a new era of ambition. A key moment was the unveiling of the MC20 supercar in 2020. The MC stands for Maserati Course and 20 for the year 2020, marking a return to Maserati's racing DNA and its intent to produce its own high-performance engines. The MC20 features the innovative Nettuno engine, a twin-turbo V6 entirely developed and built by Maserati, boasting Formula One-derived pre-chamber combustion technology. This car represents a bold statement about Maserati's engineering capabilities and its commitment to being a leader in the high-performance segment, reconnecting with the spirit of its most celebrated competition cars. Looking ahead, Maserati, like the entire automotive industry, is navigating the transition towards electrification. The company has embraced this challenge with its Folgore strategy. Folgore, meaning lightning in Italian, denotes Maserati's all-electric range. The first models to wear the Folgore badge are the Grecale Folgore, an electric SUV, and the stunning Gran Turismo Folgore, an all-electric version of its iconic Gran Tourer. These vehicles aim to deliver the signature Maserati driving pleasure and performance, but with zero tailpipe emissions. Maserati has ambitious plans to offer an electric version of every model in its lineup by 2025, and to become an all-electric brand by 2030, a bold commitment for a marque with such a rich internal combustion engine heritage. As of 2025, Maserati stands at an intriguing crossroads, balancing its storied past with a technologically advanced and electric future. The legacy of the Maserati brothers, their passion for racing, and their engineering ingenuity continues to inspire the brand. From the pioneering Tipo 26 and the Indianapolis conquering 8 CTF to the timeless elegance of the Ghibli and Quattroporte, and now to the cutting-edge MC20 and the innovative Folgore range, Maserati has consistently strived to create cars that excite the senses. The journey has been marked by triumphs, challenges and transformations, but the Trident remains a powerful symbol of Italian automotive excellence, ready to forge new legends in an ever-evolving world.